Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel for a brand new video on F1 2020. We're back with F1 2020 mod team with the Lotus team, and we bring back the Lotus team back to the winning days, back to the championship days. So this time we have the Canadian Grand Prix, as you can already see on the bottom left of your screen, and we don't really have any upgrades coming up on this race. So it's probably going to be the first Grand Prix so far in this career where we haven't had even a minor upgrade coming up. But with 3.2 million in the bank, I feel like we should actually upgrade the fabrication on the aerodynamics unit, and next up I will also be upgrading the quality control on the chassis unit. So really need to focus on the aerodynamics, the chassis, and the durability for the time being. I've also upgraded slightly the personnel, but I feel like personnel and marketing should be a second priority after upgrading the chassis and aerodynamics and durability, at least all the units on level 1. But yeah, that's pretty much all about it. There's nothing really we can do in terms of upgrades and all that. We've only got 415 resource points, which are not enough obviously to upgrade anything, and the big upgrades are going to be coming on the next episode, with chassis being upgraded, aerodynamics being upgraded. I feel like we also can get we can also upgrade probably the engine slightly after this episode, and probably by the next episode. So this, for anyone wondering, was the last episode recorded before I left for holidays. So currently I'm actually just relaxing a little bit outside of home, no computer, no anything. So yeah, this is the final episode I recorded before I was leaving, so probably the next episode will be just a little bit late because I'll need to return, record, edit and all that. But you know, 3 videos while I was not home, I feel like it's quite a decent progress, and we will be posting obviously when I return. And since, you know, WC9 is not going to be out, I will be posting F1 2019, F1 2020 actually as my main game. But as you can see now, onto the practice program test, and already into the fuel one. Unfortunately on the first lap I couldn't get the perfect result. It was just about slightly off with the fuel management. But onto the next lap, as you can see right here, the second lap, we managed to get a fairly decent lap and also get the purple on the fuel management, and got yet another purple result. And ERS test, fairly easy as always. Slight lock up here, but as you can see on this back straight and on the start finish straight, I didn't use any ERS, so that's how I made it and gained as much time as I could. Only 28 thousandths faster than the Delta time, but still made it another perfect result. And that was practice 2. That's you know, I do on practice 1 all the management test, and then on practice 2 I actually do the race strategy and the qualifying pace test, which we didn't get the perfect result on all of them, but it was a first time that we finally got a green result on the qualifying pace test. For some weird reason, even though I'm quite decent in qualifying, I mostly go through the Q2 on the qualifying pace test, which just never tend to do very well, and we only actually either complete it or fail it. So for some weird reason, that's the case about the qualifying pace program test. But as you can see, race strategy test, fairly decent. As you can see, almost perfect result on everything, but as you can see, 20 points lost from team objectives purely because we didn't have a very good qualifying pace test. And that's pretty much all about it. As you can see, by the end of practice 2, this was the result from, with me finishing on 6th position, starting off a very strong performance with the team Lotus there, ahead of 1 racing point and behind the other of Sergio Perez. But still, this is not also representative of qualifying pace, so we'll see what will happen on Saturday. Let's just have some interviews for now.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. You really went all out in practice today. Are you testing new components?
Actually, we didn't test any new components, but I'm gonna say that we are probably heavily invested in our aero packets. It's improved their morale a little bit.
Do you have any comments about this team?
We fought with them in Baku, and we actually finished ahead of both of the Red Bull, so that was a bit crazy.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Of course, Red Bull being a historic team and all that, you know. But yeah, after that, you can see the resource points have gone up to 1.1k, which is very, very, very positive, obviously, meaning that on the next episode we could upgrade a few things on the car. And yeah, there's still a long way to go till this car is up there with a midfield and we can actually fight with a midfield for some viable points. We still are fighting for points, so don't get me wrong, but still I feel like we need to be a little bit faster in order to compete with like the likes of McLaren, Renault and Racing Point. We beat them here and there occasionally, but on raw pace, on paper they are much faster. That's why they beat us all the time on qualifying. But the race is a whole different thing. There's the strategy, there's the weather, and that's mainly the reason we tend to beat them. So as you can see, that was my first lap in Q1, and that is actually my second and last effort. At the moment we are ahead of Russell, Lazy and Latifi, so pretty much where we should be, but that was my best effort, and I tried to make it through to Q2, as you can see right here. Just send it through the final chicane, and on that note, we're gonna be having a 4/10 improvement from my previous lap and 1:09.5, and it's actually quite decent that we're ahead of both Raikkonen and Gasly, and that is gonna help us out massively to qualify through to Q2. As you can see there, the Alfa Romeos once again both they're through to Q2, with Antonio Giovinazzi once again out qualifying for the time being. He's far more experienced teammate Kimi Raikkonen once again out qualifying. Only one AlphaTauri, both the Haas, both the Williams, and my teammate as always couldn't make it through the Q2. But this is the Q2 lap, and of course the chances to go through the Q3 are not high, as you may already know, but we just gave it our best shot as always. A 1:09.5 the start of the night. It's not even night. The start of the Q2 run. Quite decent lap, don't get me wrong. I feel like a 1:09.5 is actually a very good lap, but I still had a lot of time to gain, and that's what I did. We were currently sitting 13th, we were behind the Raikkonen and Ocon, but ahead of the McLaren and the AlphaTauri of Fiat, so I already knew that that was a quite decent lap, but I still knew that there was more time to be found around this lap, and you're gonna see this on this lap because it's my final effort on Q2, and I actually tried to give it my best shot. The first sector, which was quite decent, but here on the second one we're gonna lose some thousands of a second. It was actually very close, and here slight lockup, gonna be losing a lot of time there, but onto the exit gonna be regaining all that time with a very good traction and a very good exit, as we've dropped down to 15th now with Kvyat overtaking us, and all the time that could be gained now could be on the chicane. So final chicane, let's be as close as we can to the wall of champions. Very close indeed. Get a better exit, and we're probably going to be gaining some thousands of a second. So the gap from this to my first lap wasn't huge, because my first lap was quite distant, and it's only going to be 15th position here in Canada. But yeah, my first lap was already fairly strong in my opinion. But as you can see right there, look at that gap. There was only between me and Raikkonen, who is 11th, there was only a 1/50th, like 1/10th gap from me and Raikkonen. So it was very close indeed. And yeah, we're ahead of Lando Norris, who was actually 2/10ths behind me for some weird reason, whereas his teammate went through to Q3. So not a very good qualifying session for the young Englishman there, Lando Norris. So I was not expecting to out-qualify McLaren, if I'm being honest, but as you can see, only 40 thousandths of a second behind the AlphaTauri. We're very close to the midfield, and only 2/10ths behind Aaron Ricciardo, who was in the top 10. So actually, pace here in Canada, in comparison to Azerbaijan, looks very strong. So I'm looking forward to the race, starting from 15th position. So yeah, let's get into the race.
Bonjour! It's time once again to go racing here in Montreal, the second largest French-speaking city in the world, and home since 1978 to the Canadian Grand Prix. With top speeds of around 210 miles per hour heading into the overtaking opportunity of turn 13, the 2.7 miles of the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve are some of the quickest on the Formula One calendar. There are 14 corners in total, with 60% of the lap taken at full throttle, and average lap speeds clock in at about 130 miles per hour. Alongside me to discuss all the action today is Anthony Davidson. Thanks for joining us, Ant, and tell me, you were down in the pit lane earlier. How do you think the track conditions are today?
Well, it's looking a bit cold out there, if I'm honest. These tyres have quite a narrow operating window in terms of the temperatures they need to extract the best grip. So with a cold track surface, it's going to be harder to keep those temperatures up, which will lead to lower grip and maybe more mistakes.
after the points finish last race. Let's aim to keep the momentum going.
I feel like it's going to be an easier task here in Montreal. It's a track that I really enjoy, a track that you can overtake fairly easy, I would say, and also a track where the pace of the car seems to be like the package seems to fit the Canadian track. But on the driver standings, Vettel is leading by 5 points on Hamilton, and it's once again a front row lockout for Ferrari. So the suggested strategies were quite bad, and with the rain being predicted for the start for the end of this race, I was like, okay, let's start the race on a set of mediums and see if we can go on another set of mediums until the rain comes. You know, just like we did, I don't remember which race we did it, but I feel like we did it on a previous race, probably China if I'm correct. Yeah, I think we did it in China. So enough talking for the time being. It's a sunny day here in Canada, and it's time for race. It's time for the race. Let's wait for the red lights. Let's wait for everybody to line up firstly, and let's wait for the red lights to go on and see. It's now 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and it's going to be lights out. I don't know where we go for the Canadian Grand Prix. Via gets off to a pretty bad start, but at the same time, I can see Pierre Gasly going for the dive into turn number 1, making a lot of moves. So I'm going to be trying. Oh, that's an M-play there, probably from Gasly's car. He made contact there with Valtteri Bottas. We go side by side with both Pierre Gasly and Valtteri Bottas, and now we got the outside line. But now in terms of the inside, in this left-hander, going to be completing the move up into P13 and ahead of Valtteri Bottas. But as you can see right there, Valtteri Bottas is going to be trying to attack us already on lap number 1. He's going to be trying to go around the outside. I got the inside line, but these tires are very cold for the time being. I'm going to be cutting this corner there completely. These tires do not feel very well for the time being. They're probably quite cold, but Ocon goes very slow into the slow right-hander there, 180-degree corner, and now makes slight contact there with Ocon. Didn't leave me a lot of space on the inside, but still going to be completing this move. Ocon was actually a soft runner, so he's going to be struggling a lot on that first stint when the tires are going to fall off a cliff there. And ahead of us now for P11 is Antonio Giovinazzi. Already from the start, we gained plenty of position, starting from 15. We're already up into P12. And as you can see now, probably going to be going for the dive up the inside of Antonio Giovinazzi. Once again, making slight contact there. I don't know why the AI doesn't want to give you any space there on the inside through that corner. It's actually a place where a lot of moves can happen. It's a very nice place to go for a move there. And now Antonio Giovinazzi going side by side with me. At the same time, Ocon is trying to take advantage of a slipstream and probably try and go for a move. But we still got the inside line there. And now through the wall of champions, gaining one more position up into P11, and next up is Lance Stroll on a set of softs, but Kimi Raikkonen, who remember started on P11, so he started the race on a set of medium, so he's actually now up into P9. He probably had a very good start to this Grand Prix, and Raikkonen at the moment seems like he is the driver to beat for me. Between me and Raikkonen, the gap is now very close, and now we're probably going to be trying to go for a move on Lance Stroll. He also has have DRS up the inside as we set the fastest third sector, completing the move on Lance Stroll up into P10. And remember, we're on a set of medium tires, so we already have a huge advantage from anyone that we've overtaken who was on the set of soft tires. So very good move, and as you can see, Raikkonen putting the pressure now on Carlos Sainz, slight contact with the wall of champions, and we're going to be trying to probably do the same here on Raikkonen. Could we go for a dive up the inside into turn number 1 on lap number 7, side by side with Kimi Raikkonen? This is insane racing, and we're going to be just about completing that move. What a great move that was on Kimi Raikkonen, and we're up into P9. We just overtook our main competitor for this race, because Kimi Raikkonen is probably going to be following the same strategy as me. If not, he might as well go on a set of hards to go to the end of the race, if he doesn't really take into consideration the rain at the end of the race, which the AI barely takes into consideration that there's probably going to be rain. So they just want to safely follow the strategy with the tire rules. But now, very close to Carlos Sainz. Any chance we could take the slipstream and probably go for a dive into the chicane? Not a chance then. He's going to be pushing me there to the outside. I'm not going to have a very good run, and Raikkonen could as well have a chance to re-overtake me. Probably not, because we still have the DRS, and he's not very into dive bombing there to turn number 1. And now Carlos Sainz, could we copy that move that we did on both Giovinazzi and the other car that we overtook, Esteban Ocon, and up the inside? Carlos Sainz has locked up his front right tire, and that has helped us there make yet another move there, and this time on Carlos Sainz. Probably Kimi Raikkonen will be overtaking Carlos Sainz as well fairly soon. We're up into P8. We're having a phenomenal pace for some weird reason. These medium tyres have now started feeling fantastically well, as plenty of cars have jumped into pit stops, including Verstappen, Ricciardo and Carlos Sainz. So all the soft runners are now going into the pit stops, with Alexander Albon and Sergio Perez actually fighting it out for 4th position. It is actually for track position, so they're not really on a different strategy, but they've both pitted and we're up into P4, with Raikkonen actually now putting me under pressure. And as you can see, I'm going to be actually asking for Jeff to put me on another set of mediums. This tires actually feel fairly decent, and I feel like I could extend this this stint up to 2 more laps, probably until lap 12, then go into yet another set of mediums and wait until the rain will be coming, because the rain will be coming around the 5 to 10 final laps of the race. But as you can see, I'm getting under serious pressure from Kimi Raikkonen around wide through this corner. That's going to give Raikkonen the inside line. We still get a better exit, as you can see up in front, Hamilton and Leclerc and Sebastian Vettel have all started the race on a set of mediums, and that's why they haven't pitted as well. So they're pretty much following the same strategy as me. Raikkonen goes around the outside into the chicane. He's going to be completing the move. Very nice move there from Kimi Raikkonen. What a phenomenal move from the Finnish man. But could we actually go for the re-overtake into turn number 1? Any chance we could go up the inside into lap number 12? Look at how close this is. Oh my god, very close racing there with Kimi Raikkonen still side by side around the outside, completing the move on Kimi Raikkonen yet again, as Alexander Albon sets the fastest lap. He's probably on a fresh set of medium tyres, with Valtteri Bottas right behind, as both me and Raikkonen down into 6th position. Raikkonen tries to go up the inside yet again. He can't really complete the move. This is a phenomenal fight between me and Raikkonen, as Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel have both pitted, and probably the next car to pit on the next lap is going to be Charles Leclerc. So he didn't pit now to not get double stacked. Vettel exits ahead of us, so that's probably Vettel's race. He's actually onto a set of softs. Very weird strategy there from the Ferrari team. I don't know why Vettel has went in for a set of softs. He's probably going to be getting rid of it around lap 20, so he's not going to make it till the rain phase. Had he gone into a set of hard tyres, he would have easily made it to the rain stage, and that would have been a secured victory there for Sebastian Vettel. And if Leclerc actually follows the same strategy as he does, and he's going to be right ahead of me there, but they're both on soft set of tyres, so I don't understand why is that the case. Why is Ferrari following this strategy? Do they really think as Hamilton is out of the race, and there's a safety car? Mechanical failure once again for Lewis Hamilton. And that's helping us out a lot, because we can extend this stint and we can also close down the gap from the Ferraris there. So the Ferrari strategy is not working out at the moment. And I'm probably going to be pitting
just over 10 minutes time. Rain in 10 minutes.
In 10 minutes. Rain in 10 minutes, as Jeff has just said. So that means we can actually go on a set of mediums. We can easily go on a set of mediums, and I'm probably going to be pitting also on this lap. So I'm pitting on lap number 14. It's not my pit window, but Raikkonen is following us, so it is the right strategy. As long as Raikkonen does the same as us, it's probably the right strategy. Raikkonen and me are going to be having a wonderful race. Raikkonen is going on a set of hards, as I've already told you. He's not aware of the rain that is going to be coming at the end of the race. I'm aware of it. 2.5 pit stop onto a set of mediums. Going to be going probably for around 15 laps. That safety car is really helping us out, and we're probably going to be exiting right ahead of Lance Stroll. Why? Why should they give the position back? I thought on safety car the position is gained on the pit exit line when you're into the pit stops. I don't know. Either way, we're behind Stroll down into 8th position. But remember, the Ferrari still got a pit stop to make. Though instead of soft, they probably can't extend that stint till the rain is coming. So both Leclerc and Vettel are going to be pitting, and we have a fresher tire. So at the moment, we need to quickly overtake the Racing Points, the McLaren, the Renault, and both the Red Bulls, and then the Ferraris will pull it, and we will be into the lead. So strategy is paying off at the moment, as we're back to racing. Both me and Raikkonen have a huge advantage now to the rest of the pack. Could we overtake Stroll already into the restart? No, probably not. He's on a set of mediums, but this tires for both. For all Stroll, Sainz, Ricciardo, they're on used mediums, and they're on fresh mediums, but they've been using them for actually around 10 laps, and mine are just about fresh. They're like, I haven't really used them yet, because the safety car has just gone in, and now I can actually push these tires to the limit and go full speed until the rain comes. So we just need to maintain the pace that we had on the first stint, and that's what we're going to be doing, having a much better exit than Stroll, who's actually struggling there with his tires. As my teammate is also into the pit stops up the inside of Lance Stroll, completing the move into turn number 1. As always, fairly decent move there on Lance Stroll, and we're up into P7. Next car up ahead, Carlos Sainz, and then it's Daniel Ricciardo. These cars are probably going to be making it till the rain comes or not. See a Red Bull into the pit stops. We have a very good exit. We're probably going to be attacking Carlos Sainz. It's Alexander Albon who's just pitted. Now he was on a set of softs, and now we're going up the inside of Carlos Sainz. Fairly easy move yet again on lap number 20, up into 5th position. Albon is into the pit stop, so that's what I was talking about. Probably going to happen the same with the Ferraris. The strategy that the Ferraris and the Red Bulls are following, even Valtteri Bottas, I feel like it's a very bad strategy. Yes, Raikkonen couldn't follow me there and overtake the Racing Point and McLaren just like we did. Trying to go up the inside of Daniel Ricciardo, not possible there. Couldn't really risk a dive there and probably damaging my car. I felt like, you know, pace is good at the moment. We're having a very good pace, and now into the back straight now. We have a much better engine than the Renault, and we could well and truly go up the inside as going to be completing this move right there. And Daniel Ricciardo is actually into the pit stop, same as Sebastian Vettel. Sebastian is onto a set of mediums. That's even worse. Had you gone to a set of softs, that would have been better. Like, I don't understand the strategy. The AI isn't aware of the rain, and they're just following the dry race strategy, which is not working out for them. And as you can see, Kimi Raikkonen is now right behind me into 4th position, following my strategy. Me and Raikkonen have the best strategy. If Raikkonen actually went into a set of mediums, it would have been the same good strategy as me. But as you can see, Leclerc and Verstappen all into the pit stops. Me and Raikkonen are now going to be ahead of that train of cars, of that leaders, of those leaders of the race. So me and Raikkonen on the 1-2. My teammate is once again into the pit stop. She's probably following the same bad strategy as Vettel, Leclerc, and the Red Bulls are following. So with only 12 laps to go, and the rain actually projected to be coming fairly soon, we're leading the race. We're leading the race, and we're looking fairly well there to win this race with a 3.7 second gap from Raikkonen. Raikkonen cannot really attack as we have the same, if not better pace than him, but he's under pressure by Charles Leclerc. So Leclerc is the one that we have to defend from if we want to win this race. And as I was just about to say this, it started drizzling there, and the rain has just arrived on lap number 24 with only now 11 laps to go, and probably 10 as after we go through the chicane. The rain is starting to come off, so can the track just get wet fairly soon, like as quickly as possible, so that Leclerc is not going to be able to reduce the gap from me. He's yet to overtake Raikkonen. No, he's just overtaken Raikkonen, and now Leclerc has the open space to now. He has the clean air. He has the clean air to overtake me, but the conditions are not very good at the moment. It's actually raining fairly hardly, as you can see there from the camera. It's actually fairly hard to drive on those dries, and I'm going to be going into the pit stops on lap number 25. Going into the pit stops for a set of Indus. Leclerc is right behind me. Look how much time he gained by the time he overtook Raikkonen. How much Raikkonen was slowing him down. But Raikkonen now, as he's into the pit stops now, he's going in for a set of Indus. So if the strategy for Raikkonen works out wonders, he could well and truly take a podium there. He's actually going to be... I'm first. We've exited ahead of Leclerc. Verstappen is still on the dry for some weird reason. He's going to be very slow on this lap. Like, the conditions are not for dry tires. But unfortunately, Alexander Albon is ahead of Raikkonen. I don't know what happened for Raikkonen there with his speed. He's going to be behind even Sebastian Vettel, who got double stuck. He's going to be ahead of Raikkonen. So unfortunately, Raikkonen is out of contention for the podium. We're going to be trying to go up the inside of Max Verstappen on rainy conditions. He's still on a dry set of tires, but he couldn't actually slow down Leclerc there. With 9 laps to go, it's going to be a fight to the finish line between me and Charles for the win of this race. We're finally fighting for a victory. We're not just leading the race for a few laps. This time, we're really fighting for a victory. And as you can see right here, losing the back end, Charles Leclerc is right behind me on lap number 27. Look at me just sliding my way through there. Leclerc is going to have a much better exit. He's probably going to try and go around the outside. I'm still on the inside through this corner. He's not going to be able to complete this move. I'm squeezing him into the outside, into the wall. And that's going to be me defending my position from Charles Leclerc. Leclerc now has the better exit again into the back straight. Side by side with Charles Leclerc. Can the Ferrari engine beat the Renault one? It's a faster engine, but into the chicane now. We're going to brake later than Leclerc and maintain the lead there, as we're going to be entering lap number 28. Only 6 laps to go. Actually, 7 laps to go. This is actually insane. With me and Leclerc fighting it out for the victory at the same time. Albon and Vettel are closing down the gap. As you can see, Leclerc, could he try to go around the outside yet again? Yes, he is. He's going to be braking later. They're trying to find a way, find the grip to complete the move around the outside. But as you can see, Raikkonen has dropped down into 5th, 7.8 seconds behind me. And that's where we would have been had these 3 cars overtaken us. But now, with the right strategy, we ended up being ahead of them into the wet conditions. And Leclerc just cannot find a way through me. And somehow we're still ahead of Leclerc. And as you can see right here on the straights, we're actually gaining from Leclerc using the Reeds mix and also the overtake ban. And I'm literally pushing the engine to its limit. There's nothing more I can get out of this car. We cannot extract anything more from the engine. We run wide in this corner. Leclerc now tries to go up the inside. Could he have a better exit through there? We still have the better exit. I'll run slightly wide there, and that was the chance there for Charles Leclerc to complete the move. Trying to weave to break the slipstream, but there's not really a need for that. We are much faster on the straights than the Ferrari. Somehow this is happening, and on lap number 35, this is the final lap. Final chance for Leclerc to go for a move. Any chance you can complete the move there into the corner. I've made so many moves. Slightly wheel spin there onto the exit. 3/10. The gap is down to 2/10 now. Could he go for a dive up the inside? I'm taking once again the defensive line. The defensive line to the inside. He tried to go around the outside as always, but he's not going to be able to complete the move. And if we're now going to be faster through the back straight now, yes we are. We are extending our lead there from Charles Leclerc into the back straight. And this means, as we're about to enter the final chicane, through the final chicane, trying now to hold ahead of Charles Leclerc, have a better exit than him. The gap is down to 3/10, but it's not going to be enough for Leclerc. We're going to be winning our first race in this season. A win here in Canada. Get in!
Well done.
I can't believe this. I can't believe this. This was the best race of my life. Strategy worked perfectly, and we just got our first victory with the Lotus team.
That's it then for another magnificent Canadian Grand Prix, and they've hung on to take a sublime victory here today. Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today. What set them apart from the rest?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
Welcome then to the podium, our top 3 drivers. What a great effort from them today in a very difficult race.
I'm literally lost for words, and that was more than a race. That was incredible pace on the first stint, and even on the second stint of mediums. Like, we overtook Sainz, Stroll, the Renaults. We've had a phenomenal race. We had a very good start as well. We won this race, and once again, as you can see, my main thing was one less stop than everyone else, and the same applies to Kimi Raikkonen. He was so unlucky. In my opinion, Raikkonen had to at least be ahead of both Albon and Vettel. I don't know what happened in the pit stop phase with the Alfa Romeo team, but who would believe on season 1 with Ultimate AI, 103 Ultimate AI, we're going to be getting a victory with a brand new team. Team Lotus is back to the victories, and it's happening on the 9th episode of this series. Don't forget, we still have the 2nd or 3rd slowest car, and we've just won. We defended, we overtook, that was an insane race. Obviously, my teammate had 5 pit stops in the race for some weird reason. I don't know what happened to him, but time for the interviews, boys.
You took the top points today. Was it a comfortable win?
Oh, not at all. Not at all. We started from 15th position on the grid, had 2 phenomenal stints, overtook the whole of the midfield, but then the strategy played off for us, and we made it.
Did you struggle to get through all that traffic today?
No, it was actually quite fun, making those crazy moves into turn number 1 and also to the final sector. So yeah.
Things looked close between you and your rival for a bit, but you came out on top, didn't you?
Kimi was my main rival on this race. He had the same strategy as me. He could have been on the podium today, but you know, we fought with him very well.
Well, looks like your luck has changed. Things went a lot better than last weekend, didn't they?
Last weekend was decent. Last weekend was not bad. We got some very good points, but we just couldn't fire with the runners. But this time, taking our first victory for the team is just something completely different.
Great. Well, that's everything.
There's no words to describe this. Like it's a race that we're not gonna see that again this season. I highly doubt we're gonna be seeing that this season. It's just something that just happens. Like I just can't understand how did everything work out so well. Like it was purely based on the strategy. Had the Ferraris followed the right strategy, had they gone into a set of mediums and go till the end of that stint to wait until the wet stint, they would have won easily. So it was a mistake from the Ferraris and the Red Bulls in terms of the strategy. They just failed the strategy. As you can see, we're actually going to be signing a new sponsor. Novice has expired, and I'm going to be going with a better sponsor with which is going to give us more money. DSB Optics, more goal bonus and more weekly income, as you can see, and a more lengthy contract. But yeah, we're going to be signing a new contract with a new sponsor, as Pay Night is still up there. We're probably going to be renewing that contract with Pay Night. But yeah, as you can see, with that victory, now we're only 6 points behind Verstappen and 7 points behind Alexander Albon. We're currently, after this victory right there, the Team Lotus is back to the top of the midfield in the constructor standings, and we've extended our lead there from Daniel Ricciardo being now 27 points. So that victory completely changed the season and completely changes everything that we've been doing so far. You know, we've been getting decent points, but the victory is something completely different. Obviously, I'm not expecting myself to get any more victories this season. It was a one-time thing, and I feel like even if we had 105 AI, because most of you are probably going to be saying now, oh, had you had 105 AI, you wouldn't get that victory. Trust me, I think I would still have got that victory because my pace was very good. We just overtook the midfield. That's all I did. I overtook the midfield. I would have finished a strong fourth. Like a strong fourth position was what we were going to do, right ahead of Kimi Räikkönen. But I told you, on raw pace, the Ferraris and the Red Bulls were much faster. Obviously, the Mercedes too, but they just didn't have a right strategy. They didn't have the right strategy to compete against us. So we got the right strategy, both me and Räikkönen. Unfortunately, Räikkönen messed it up in the pit stop and couldn't get a fantastic podium for the Alfa Romeo team. It would be amazing to see Räikkönen back on the podium in that Alfa Romeo. But yeah, that was it for today, guys. If you enjoyed, smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Make sure you set it with any of your friends that really want to see an amazing Formula 1 race and probably a win on the first season of the F1 2020 Mant team, because I don't think anyone else can do that on Ultimate AI. Can anyone else on Ultimate AI win on his first season on my team? I don't know, I'm just asking. Like, tell me down in the comments below if you have. But yeah, until next video, guys, I'll catch you later. Goodbye.